My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire Modded. We're going to be continuing playing the Bard, continuing our Ascension climb. Now, something I will note at this point is if you haven't seen the last episode, it is relevant to this episode. Because of a relic that exists in Hubris, the mod that I have installed alongside the Bard, I will be starting this run with an extra card, a card from the deck that I had last time. Bosses are deadlier, but we're going to be starting with Death Metal. You can no longer queue notes whenever you would queue a note. Deal 3 damage to all enemies instead. Neat and easy. I want to trade Pitch Pipe. Ah. Well, that could completely kill us. Excellent. Snecko Eye. Okay, so Snecko Eye, at the start of your turn, draw 2 additional cards. Start each combat confused. Confusion randomizes the cost of a card on draw between between 0 and 3. So we're going to be looking almost exclusively for quite expensive cards here. That said, we are drawing extra cards per turn, so it's not awful. Death Metal having a cost associated is a little bit rough, though. Okay. Neat. Smoke Bomb. Aphasia is quite good here. All enemies lose between 1 and 3 strength, and it queues 2 notes. Alright, we'll take this space. Good. I'm going to remove Inspire just because it's really, really bad if it has any cost at all. Actually, there's a way better path if I take this one up here. Lose the max HP in order to keep. Alright. I don't know, this actually could go well. So, especially if I can find a way to get Death Metal opening, often in my opening hand, then I am going to be in a really good position to have a bunch of solos in my deck. None of those. Right, none of those? Yeah, none of those. Just making sure. Right, we'll skip that and up here, because then we get a rest and a rest. Up here, we get a rest and a rest as well. This gets an early shop. Don't need the early shop. Gets me a rest before the first boss. Do I want a rest before the first boss? Great Aphasia? No. Before the first elite, rather. Thick of the Fight. Deals 12 damage to a random enemy for each living enemy, and it costs 1 less for each living enemy. Excellent. If that ever randomizes itself low, we're great. Deal 3 damage for each note you have queued, and clear your note queue. We don't really want that. At all, in fact. Draw a card, gain energy equal to its cost. I mean, when this is upgraded, this is a great card to have in the deck. Because the cost could get me a huge amount of energy back. It could also get me nothing, though. Death Metal Aphasia. Pretty obvious opening right here. Ooh, get him. What? What? I thought Thick of the Fight would work. So I was expecting that it would go, okay, I draw it, it's 3 cost, but then it goes, cost 1 less for each living enemy. Sure, we'll just reduce our cost. Because currently, you'd assume that if the cost 1 less for each living enemy happens, consistently, dynamically, right? You'd assume that Thick of the Fight would now cost 6 by base, which it shouldn't. Druid Dazed. Nice. Oh, that's rough. That's really rough. I thought Thick of the Fight was a really clever pick there. Damn it. It's fine. I'll let you trash my deck a little more. Rather full defend there. Sweet. Back in preparation, at the start of combat, draw 2 additional cards. Pretty great pickup there for us. Wish, unplayable ethereal, but when you upgrade it, choose a non-rare bard card, rather, and permanently replace the card with the chosen card. We only have to play it once because it purges, so it doesn't go to the... removed it until the end of combat, but it doesn't go into the exhaust pile. And it's a permanent replace. Right, we'll take Wish. I think I'll also upgrade it. Seems like something I want to do sooner rather than later. Death Metal Aphasia. Nothing doing on those, though. Or a Calcum if you end your turn without blockade 6 block. Neat. Kind of want to roll Wish right now. There have to be better times to do it. There have to be. It's Death Metal. Nate. Alright, there's the Wish. Now what do I take here? Bestow Curse is pretty good. But I want things that queue many notes. So higher cost, queues a lot of notes. I thought Thick of the Fight was going to be perfect for this, frankly. I was a little disappointed. Not many of these are high cost queuing multiple notes, unfortunately. Solo ideally would be playable, but again, it's 0 cost, so randomizes upwards, not good. Maybe a Dervish Dance, or maybe it's just another Aphasia. It's probably another Aphasia, actually. It's pretty powerful. Alright. Sweet. Bag of Marbles at the start of each combat. Apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. And I'm gonna upgrade Sift. If Sift is ever 0 or 1 cost, it's fine. If it's 2 cost, we'll side-eye it and probably cast it anyway. It's really annoying because Thick of the Fight is now 3 costs, whereas it can never be 3 costs if there are any living enemies. I'm gonna try and not focus on it. I think I have to split the enemy this turn. What did I just do? It's an obviously incredibly dumb dervish right there. Bad play, Raps. Bad play. Obviously, dervish is garbage because I can't get notes. Again, can't take Thick of the Fight here, unfortunately. Ooh, double Aphasia opening. Yes, please. Thick of the Fight and a riposte to clear it out. Lovely. Let's go riposte defend. So I'll take 7, but I get to get the emeralds. Pretty pleased with that. Bronze scales at the start of each combat gain 3 thorns. And nope. None of those. Thank you. Death Metal Aphasia. Defend. Defend and take the fight to finish off that turn. Let's go for a strike. And that's necessary again. Upgrade the second aphasia. We're going to be able to lock down a lot of bosses like that. A couple elites as well. Hey. There's death metal. I don't care at all about casting aphasia right now, obviously. That's exactly enough to split the enemy. Oh, that's bad. I wasn't accounting for the second trigger of death metal. That said, that's the absolute worst split that we could have done, and it's still going to be fine. Just because the whole deck is built around a mechanic that's giving us AoE. Hey. Explosive potion. Defend here. I'll be taking some damage, but I think I'll also be clearing. Seems worth. Excuse me. Splendid form. Well, that's just easy to play, right? Hubris. Get energy at the start of each turn. You can only see the entire map. I think you can only see the directly connected points. Or Sozu. I think we take Sozu here. Yep. Extra energy is really, really good with Snake Eye, actually. Helps you mitigate the effects of the turns where you get just real garbage RNG. It's 4 elites over on this left-hand side. We should be able to take those out, especially considering most of the elite fights here are going to be AoE. Shouldn't have defended there. I should have just left the Orichalcum to do it itself and struck. I do need more defense in this deck, ideally. Alright. Let's riposte, throw out aphasia. Go for a single strike. Can't guarantee Sift was going to be worth anything there for me. That's good aphasia. Goodbye to you, and hello to none of that, thank you. Thunderwave is, like, good for the amount of notes that it queues. It's fine. Remove a card from your deck, upgrade all strikes and defends. Probably remove a card, actually. Removing all of those strikes is a pretty great idea. Alright. 21 remaining. That'll get them done. Lovely. Phantasmal. Phantasmal. Gain 9 temporary HP for 2, and it generates... Yeah, that's actually quite defensive. We don't need to make the enemy weak for that to actually be good. Good. Sift for a little bit of card draw here, see if we find anything important. Yeah, a little bit. Right, splendid form, double defend seems right. Hey, think of the fight. Great draw there. Great draw. Enemies are not weak. But I also don't kill... never mind. I do kill next turn by playing literally any non-attack cards, so. And yeah, we'll definitely fight for victory here. Death Metal in the opening hand is obviously incredible. Thunderwave, Thick of the Fight is actually enough defense here, right? Orichalcum defends us in addition to the weakness applied to the enemy. Right back at you. Almost got away without taking any damage in this combat. Almost. Glade's Taurus. Gain 1 strength at the start of each of your odd-numbered turns, as well as Molten Egg. Whenever you get attacked onto your deck, upgrade it. I can't. This Thick of the Fight would be so good if it didn't work how it currently does. Throw the Smoke Bomb and take the Block Potion. Can't take the Block Potion. Don't know why I threw this. Dang it. Let's gain the Special Relic here. 3 strength on turn 1 is actually pretty good when all of your enemies are also weak on turn 1. Vulnerable on turn 1. Don't want apparitions. Why am I getting apparitions constantly offered as this character in particular? Just seems like I always have them available. So building temporary HP means that I'm not stopping the Orichalcum from going off. It's a little bit exciting. It's a good possibility to capitalize upon there. Alright. Inspiration on this turn means that... I'm gonna Sift first. Hey, Sift gave us a bunch back. Beautiful. I'm actually gonna double Aphasia. Just because unless we ended up getting really unlucky, I was going to prevent all incoming damage using that. And then I'll just think of the fight for the kills. Blood Bowl at the start of each combat, gain 2 HP, as well as nothing else that I really want there. My roommates are asleep. Sorry. I kind of do want the max HP. Riposte stays in the deck just because it gets 2 triggers, so it's actually pretty good. So we've got to shop in a couple spaces time, and we got a ridiculous amount of money to spend there. Weaken across the board twice here. Great. And I should have a pretty easy time killing the backliner now. Have I chosen? Ooh. Lovely. Big old Thick of the Fight right there. Dervish Dance. Would if I could, but I can't, so I won't. It's max HP there. Good. Another AoE fight. Love them. And a death metal that I can cast in the opening as well. Love that too. Not a huge fan of the way that Thick of the Fight is currently working. It's fine. Still kinda gotta use it. Just because it'll help us kill. Bundle of Herbs. Right click during combat to activate. Lose 1 charge, gain 3 regen. Whenever there's a rest site, add 1 charge. I'm just gonna leave all of that until the final. The final. Shifting is incredible. Shifting is absolutely incredible here. Potions may be used twice. No. Astral Hammer, whenever you play an attack, reduces cost by 1 for the rest of the combat. Playing an attack that costs 0 exhausts it. Unfortunately, that means that like good attacks will be exhausted as well by the same thing. I think I might go Wish for another Aphasia. Move another Strike. None of the rest of these really appeal. May as well just save my money for a later shop. Good cost on the thick of the draw, at least. Alright. Enemy's not attacking this turn. Perfect. And hell, even throw in aphasia, despite the fact that enemies haven't been summoned here. Thunderwave is dang powerful right now. Served Insect. Enemy in elite combats have 25% less HP. Past that. Gotta upgrade the Wish. And figure out exactly what we can replace with Wish, because I think it's going to be Aphasia, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should do something else instead. I'm going to take this attack up quickly. Just because I'm probably playing Death Metal at the start of this turn. Yep. Oh, Riposte is actually full block. Nice. Forgot that I had Inspiration. We used Riposte for the full block. Wave, Strike, and I'm going to wish for Aphasia here. Bestow Curse instead, maybe? No, Aphasia's just too effective compared to the rest of the stuff. Specifically in a Snecko deck. Let me be very clear. Specifically in a Snecko deck. Prismatic Spray just blows up enemies, but when I redraw the cards, they are no longer going to be 0 costs. So 0 cost this combat gets immediately invalidated. I'm going to take another Aphasia here, actually. Too good to really turn down. That's it, I'll take 9 temporary HP as well. I just don't want the enemy to suddenly pound me. Shifting, good. Draw something 1 cost or more. 1 cost or more. That's exactly what I asked for. Alright. So enemy's transforming this turn. Or rather purging. So I don't want to throw out this Aphasia, because they will actually purge that. So this one's left for later, despite the fact that it was 0 cost there. Thunderwave weakens the enemy, but unfortunately Aphasia is a bad thing here. I think I'm just shifting for double defense. I don't need to even double that defense, do I? Ooh, shifting. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Shifting is ridiculous with Inspiration. Learn something new every single day. I mean, it completely tracks. It makes sense to me now. It's just, I, for some reason, didn't think about it. Another Death Metal? Yes. Yes. I know Splendid Form is there, but the same source of Splendid Form just means that I will have the effect, rather than stacking with itself, I will have the effect for another card. So I'll play 2 cards and both of them will have Inspiration 200 once Splendid Form is upgraded. But Death Metal means that I'm going to have Death Metal in my opening hand almost constantly. Deep Vero. Yes. Gain energy at the start of your turn and clear your note queue at the end of each turn. Incredible. I am very, very, very glad that I chose to go for this build because it's being well supported right now. Five damage to all enemies whenever I play a note, or whenever I queue a note, rather. Let's just do that. Do that. I'll sift through some cards. I don't know why, but I thought, this is all gonna work. I'm just gonna kill everyone this turn. No, in fact, I'm still gonna take damage. I'm a big old dummy. It's good. No. Actually, no, we want to go to the shop, right? Probably want to go to both of them. Card removal on strikes is the most important thing for me right now. I mean, that's a pretty good opening turn. It's not one of those everyone is dead suddenly opening turns, but it's fine in its own right, I think. It's effectively everyone is dead, just delayed a little. Goodbye to you and hello to this Snacko Owl that we definitely want to check. Don't need a second Phantasmal here. Nope, way too much to spend on the red mask. Weakening all enemies probably results in me taking less damage overall. And that's the same, right? Oh, no. It's not, because Orichalcum was actually going to defend me that turn. That's my bad. Also, I forgot that shifting actually does queue 2 notes, depending on what it does. Deal 16 damage, enemy loses 2 strength. Yeah. Shouts. Pretty good here as well. Maybe that's the card I should have been taking prior. None of those. Slimy Hat. No, don't have enough draw. Sphere of Dissonance. We already kind of have a little bit of that. Toy Ornithopter. Okay, this shop is actually pretty bad, so what I'm going to do is just remove a strike, and then fight Elite, go to the next shop. And failing that, I'll go to this shop. I will get something in one of these shops that is worth a damn. Let's weaken you, then do that, so you can do damage medium. They can do damage small. You're gonna hit me 3 times. The only problem is that's not gonna kill you because you actually get intangibility before you strike and you lose intangibility after it. It's so mean. Bottle Tornado upon pickup. Come on. Do I need to read the rest of that? It's exactly what we were hoping for, the ability to start with Death Metal always. Shifting Toy Battleship is really good for the extra draw as well. Whenever you enter a rest site during the next combat, the first card played each turn also draws 1 card. Another strike out of the deck, and I think I'm now done. That's a pretty baller deck right there. Unfortunately, both Death Metals rolled real high there. Hi there. That's okay. Oh, the Death Metal still needs an upgrade anyhow. I mean, I may as well sift. No reason not. Oh, I sift into a very high cost card. I love it. That was a really effective turn considering. Alright. Did I play those in the wrong order? Definitely. I tried to defend first. You've got conflicting ideals here, right? Because you want the inspiration to apply to your first attack card, but you also don't want to play your attack cards until the very end because this enemy has slow. Whenever you play a card, Giant Head receives 10% more damage from attacks this turn. So you've got a little bit of split priorities going on. That's part of what just happened there to me. Got punked by those. That said, I'll punk him right back. Oldly Smooth Stone is great. Balestra... Well, Balestra does have Oldly Smooth Stone and the Glazed Taurus, giving it a pretty good effect here. Like 7 damage 4 times to a single target. It's good single target damage. Shifting is really good single target damage as well. It's way better than Balestra. I don't want Balestra in the deck because it makes shiftings less common. I don't want Balestra in the deck because it makes any of the other things less common effectively. Damn. I'm gonna reload. We're gonna go to the heart. Or at least we'll try. Seems a good idea to give it a good old go. Don't crash on me, please. It's extremely important that I retain this run because it's a good, fun time. Please. I'm gonna wait here happily. I am not gonna let the game crash out. Oh, yes. Death Metal Thunderwave is a great opening hand. Yep. For, you know, reasons slightly adjacent to that. If I can just keep Bundle of Herbs right up until the very end of the game, perfect. It's going to be absolutely great to have a ridiculous amount of regen in the final combat. I'm not going to throw out those Aphasions yet. This enemy definitely needs to be weakened, but I also really want AoE available to me at all times. Again, forgot how I should be using Splendid Form. Thankfully, it didn't kill me. Ooh, Vajra started combat with 1 strength. That's, again, pretty good for Balestra. Alright, let's recall here. Death Metal, Aphasia, Defend, Shout. Actually, I'll Phantasmal Force. And then Shout. That'll get it done. Fight and Aphasia. Neat. Power Potion as well as another Phantasmal Force. I'm not going to have a lot of temporary HP, and I still don't want to do that to myself. I'll take the Sift. Difficult for me to get a lot of temporary. Sift gets its Aphasia. Okay, so we have extra cards to play this turn. And then I'm going to shifting for a bunch of damage. Neat. Got to remember to use shifting first if I want to benefit as much as I can. Or, doesn't necessarily have to be shifting first. It's just that it can't be a card that gives block or attack before shifting. So Sift going first is fine. Aphasia going first is also fine. I think Phantasmal Force is also fine. Yeah, it is. And then I'll just murder as well. Calibers at the start of your turn, lose 15 block rather than all of it, as well as none of those. Lose 15 block rather than all of it. I mean, that's going to be really, really, really good for our defense. Upgrade that. Death Metal. Hello, Time Eater. You ready to be real weak? Oh, look at that shifting. What a good draw. Strength. Go 17 block on that one. And I've left myself with the ability to play a maximum of 3 cards next turn. I'm kind of fine with that. Aphasia, no defend. Aphasia, and... Riposte? Nope, just think of the fight. No need to do anything else there. Already set up for a really good next turn. Oh, I was, if I had those shiftings. I'll sift into them. That's a lot to pay for them, but still. Worth. That one as well. And throw that out for good measure. Good fight. Very glad that I decided to go the heart here as well. Seems like the build for it. Hell, most of my bard runs are going to the heart now. Neat. I feel like I'm capitalizing on the strength of this character pretty well. Not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. None of those. Closest would probably be Toolbox. But only if the card exhausts. Because adding a random card into your hand does not randomize its cost. Cost is only randomized by Snecko Eye on draw. I think I have to get rid of the Thick of the Fight. And I'll take the regen potion. Can't take the regen potion. Gotta remember that, Ryan. Almost did, though. Wouldn't have actually let me buy it, so it's fine. Nothing else in there that I want to buy, then. I mean, I can death metal, or aphasia, but that's a bad idea. Let's death metal. Ooh, shout is good here, though. Aphasia. Now it seems like I should just be going aphasia. It seems like that because I should. That's fine. Still didn't want to get my second death metal out that turn. That's okay. Sift to... Ooh! Get some extra energy back. Love it. Get the double attack on over that side. And then you can die to my thorns. Thank you. All's well that ends well. Lantern started combat with additional energy as well as a power potion. That would have been useful. Sad I can't have it. Gotta remember to defend before I do anything else here. So we'll defend, death metal, defends. Enemy doesn't purge debuffs yet. Right, that's not this turn. Yeah, that's not this turn, I don't think. So Splendid Form, Aphasia. And throw out another defense for good measure. Yeah, this is your giant debuff turn. You can make the enemy lose a bunch of strength there, but... sadly, that's not always going to cut it in terms of helping us out. That's really bad. Right. So this is the reason that we kept the bundle of herbs, because now I have 18 regen per turn. Beat that. Yeah, I'm fine with taking some beat of death damage here so that I can deal a bunch more with sifting. I don't need to use these aphasias right now. They're actually bad. Because the enemy purges next turn all negative strength that I've applied. Here. It's about to happen. I'll shout again, basically just for the damage though. Me. Hit that regen. See how it purged all of it. Attack. Block. Sift into shout. That's unfortunate. Go. Double attack on that one. Defend. Shout. And I mean, I'm not going to debuff the enemy with anything except for aphasia, so I kind of have to still do it, right? Not that I feel it's going to be a problem. Goodbye, Corrupt Heart, and hello, Ascension for victory on the Bard. All it took was a little bit of death metal. Neat. That gives us our A5 in the next episode. For the moment, though, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire modded. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all of my content on this game, past, present, and future, as well as a link to the Steam Store Workshop where you can pick up every single mod that's been played in the series, past, present, and future, collected for you. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.